Good afternoon, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good whatever it is for you. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19. Here we are. I'm doing some little housework here. Cleaning the tractors off from last week, and oh, my OBS is up loud. I've made some changes to the sound settings, so hopefully I'm not coming through too loud for you. I changed the compressor and all that kind of stuff, and actually I changed the compressor settings on most part and turned down my microphone. So, but I can see it's going in the red in OBS, which what you want to do is get into the yellow for the most part. And I've also tried to reduce my noise gate and the way it kicks in and everything is like that, because sometimes, because I have a non-standard volume of speaking, it sometimes cuts off the beginning of me sentences. So hopefully I've done something to rectify that. No, wrong place. So anyway, I'm here with Patrio as always. The Southerners, the Southern Hemisphere-nesses, something like that, doing our thing. So how are you, Patrio?
Yeah, not too bad. A little clam in the back of the throat, but that's standard for the issue. Yeah, all things considering, not a bad day up ahead.
Right, let's go find out this new hole. Find out. I know exactly why the new hole in is slipping. I set the course from last week, this field here, and you can see why. Because I was having trouble with the... Oops, turn it on. Having trouble with doing a headland and getting the course to come up. I thought, oh, I'll be alright, there'll be no trees, we should be able to do one up and down, and that didn't turn out, or pan out the way I wanted it to pan out, so I will drive course. Right, I'll stay here, keep an eye on it while we go and sort out some contracts and all that kind of stuff. I'm just wondering if I need to turn my microphone down a little bit more. If there's anyone listening, I mean, obviously you get different levels whether you're listening through speakers, listening on a phone, or listening through headsets, but if I can get an idea if it's alright, that'd be fantastic. I'm just worried about the fact that it's going up into the red. I could move the microwave? Yeah, I can move the microwave if I really want to, but that's not going to help. I can move the microphone further away from my mouse. Ah, stop stream, restart. Goodness me. It's going to be like that. Okay. I can move it further away from my mouth, but it'll be close to my wheel, and you'll pick up my wheel, which I don't want to do. So we'll see how we go. Anyway, contracts or something. Technically, the compressor should sort of fix it. It shouldn't make it too loud. I'm hoping that's exactly what it's doing.
And on the bright side, you were correct. It has taken the bales.
Ah, see that? Alright, so those of you who watched the first episode of this when we did some a baling mission, you might have noticed I went off to deliver the bales. Of course, they're already grass because we're using seasons, but normally with contracts it doesn't make an issue. They'll take it. And those other ones now will have to ferment because they're our own ones, so we need them to ferment the silage. So it might actually be beneficial to also stick them. Hang on a second. What's going on? This thing should... It is activated. Turn on field activated. I'll deactivate it, see what happens, but turn on field. What it should do is get to the end here, stop, reverse and turn around on the field, not actually drive off the field. Anyway, what was I saying? Stuff. Yeah, so I had a thought earlier on this week, and I managed to remember it just before the stream, that possibly it wasn't an intentional thing, and since we've gone with the updated version of this, maybe, just maybe, it would take them as grass, and we've just confirmed that right now. I'm going to have to delete this save, which is field 77 FERT, which I can't do until it's stopped anyway, because we're obviously going to need to do one with the headland and stuff like that. But saying that, it should be on 5 times speed, should press the right buttons while I'm at it too, eh? Let's find another one to get us through to 8 o'clock. I think we'll do a baling one if there is one available. We do have one available. For field 1. Field 1's right up the top, isn't it? Alright, by the time we get there and get everything done, I think field 1 will be fantastic. So if you want to jump in the big M and head on over to field 1 and start chopping that down, giving it a crew cut, I shall turn up with a baler.
No problem. Just dropping the truck off back out of the buoy whilst I'm in that vicinity.
Yeah. And I'll finish this thing off and then send everything back. Let's get that field 1. Accept the contract. Go back. So how's everyone's weekend going? I hope you're all having a good weekend. Not behaving, behaving yourselves?
I think you're thinking of, what was his name? From Firefly, aiming to misbehave.
The rookie in
Mel?
Castle. That actor.
Nathan Fillion.
Firefly, which one's that? I haven't watched it. I watched Farscape. I watched a couple episodes of that recently and went, nope, thank you. Thanks for the offer, but I'll pass. And I think...
The actor was Nathan Fillion, but I think the character's name from Firefly was it Captain Mal?
I don't know. I never watched Firefly at all. But Nathan Fillion, yeah, I like him. He was in Castle. And he's now in the other TV show, The Rookie, playing a 40-something-year-old police rookie for the LAPD.
And before I go too far with the big M, it might pay to put some fuel into it to prevent further trouble.
Yeah. I'll finish this field off. I'm going to go down while I'm here. I am going to go down and redo the course and try it with one headland and see what happens. See whether or not it does the course, and if it does, I'll save that one as field 77, and I don't know. Come back, I suppose. Fill these up with fuel, give them a bit of a wash and put them away, because I think the baling should get us through to the end of the day. Oh. In other news, ladies and gentlemen, sad times, but unfortunately Mr. Smudolini, as you can tell, he's been absent the last couple of streams. Unfortunately, he won't be joining us for a while, possibly when Farming Simulator 22 comes out, due to personal reasons. So bit of sadness to the start of today's stream, but it is what it is. I do hope to see him back a bit earlier than that, but also wish him well as well. And yeah, can't go too much into it. I suppose it's personal things. So if you watch this later, Smudo, hope to see you back.
Yeah. Hopefully everything works out okay for you, and we will miss your witticisms.
Bit fuel this one could go to. Yes, indeed. Does a lot. Helps out a lot. He was in charge of contracts for a good reason. It's he's very good at organising. There's no doubt about that. And he does a lot of input and stuff like that. And yeah, definitely gonna miss him until he returns, and hopefully he returns. Can't foresee the future, you never know what happens, but yeah, anyway.
And that'd be like the clairvoyance convention, unfortunately cancelled due to unforeseen events.
Oh, I like it. Well, wasn't looking. I was trying to find the baler. So just moved the microphone. Just to a new location, see if that make any. But in fact, the way it's picking it up, I might be able to move it completely out of my way now. I'll have a rethink about the location of it. It'd be really good if it wasn't right in front of my face. But the problem is I've got other things I'll pick up on, like my keyboard when I'm using that, because it's louder than a typewriter. Especially with the trucking games with the force feedback, especially yesterday's one when I was driving across that road that was rather, well, dirt road that was really bumpy. That really came through. But you know what, not only do I play a game for you, I also add you into the immersion of playing the game for you. That's my excuse and reasoning for that.
I just go into post-production for the video and just make the camera shake a bit.
Alright, while he's going down there, I'm going to wait for the other ones to come back, and while he's doing that, I'm actually going to turn the volume of my microphone down in OBS. Because the problem is I can't sort of check it myself. I could, oh hello phone. I could, what could I do? Lots of things I suppose, but now let's make that -6, come on. Oh, I was looking at the wrong one. Is that a bit better? That might be a bit better. Everything seems to be in the yellow there. We'll leave it there for the moment. Coming back in, hopefully my steering's not so heavy. No, it's perfect. Now what was I saying? I can't remember now.
Microphone adjustments to avoid background noises. We're joking about shaky cam for the VOD. Rearranging the baler to come up this way as you're doing at the current.
Yeah,
No,
something like that. No, I did. You pay attention to me as much as I do. Oh, no, I was talking about being able to listen to the stream while I'm doing this. I can't do it. It confuses me when I hear my own voice coming back in. So I won't do that. Actually, I wonder if it's the compressor that's doing this up to this level. Because I've just turned it down and everything seems to be going sort of the same. And that, what the compressor does, it lifts up. Oh, it should be. Oh, I wonder what the threshold is. Because that's one thing I did change was the threshold of the filter.
No, it's one of those things. I was tinkering around last night with the VR headset using a external mic to get on the Pearl mic for better sound. And the issue I was having is that it sounded about right as I was recording and tinkering around with it. And when I switched my headphones back into where I usually plug them into, replayed the video again, and it was just all over the place. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's not usable. Testing ensues.
Alright, I'm just turning that down to see if that makes a difference. Well, upping the threshold by 5 decibels to see. So it'll kick in when it gets to a certain level. Sounds still up there. Not actually reaching the threshold, so that means that maybe I've got to make it lower. Perhaps. I'll put it back to where it was before. I've also changed the noise gate, like I said. So what I have is a noise gate, for those that don't know, and what that does is I set it to a certain decibel, which is the threshold as well, and until sound reaches that threshold, it won't enable the mic, it won't process that sound, won't pick it up. And once it hits that, then it picks it up. And then you've got other settings where you can tell it how quick it can be at attacking that sort of sound and getting at it and doing all that stuff. So what I've done is I soften it up quite a bit. I've been trying to figure out how a compressor works. I've looked at videos on that, and problem with people like that tell you stuff, which is one thing I was always cautious about as a tutor myself or teaching people, is that when they talk about how things work, they've got a knowledge that you might not have, but for them it's simple knowledge because they're so used to it. It wasn't when they first started, but it makes sense to them, so they talk in that way, even though they think they're making it a lot simpler for people to understand. Their simple level, if you know what I mean, went up higher once they fully understand how this worked. So I'm still trying to figure out how the compressor works and stuff like that, and hoping that the sound that's coming through is okay. So I've just changed it a little bit, and just hopefully it doesn't go too loud. I mean, it is going into the red with OBS, but like I said, the compressor's supposed to stop really high sounds, and the ratio I've got is hopefully fine for it as well. Hopefully. I won't know unless someone in chat tells me, oh, hey, you're a bit too loud or anything like that, or I can watch the VOD. Whatever comes first. Alright, so we've made it there. I'll let you carry on for a bit while I tab it. And hopefully. And see where these other ones are at. Move you out of the way. So yeah, with the noise gate, like I said, I noticed that a lot of my sentences were chopped off at the beginning. So I've softened the attack, so it means that it just slows the speed at which it will kick in to do that. So hopefully when I start a sentence, it won't be so cut off as it used to be. And the compressor is absolutely fine. I also changed the EQ settings a little bit, so hopefully I'm not so bassy. And also with the compressor, set it to an auto, I can't remember what the name it is, so it will lift the lower sounds up higher. So when I'm a bit quiet, so it's all sort of even. Should be coming through at an even sort of for the most part, an even sound. An even level volume is what I should say. An even volume. Is it hilly that
Yeah, it's reasonably flat. This is in the top corner of the map, so obviously it's a bit sharp. I just noticed that course players having trouble finding like the top third of the field.
Oh, is it? It was bound to be something, wasn't it? Par for the course with ours. The maps that we're using.
Yeah, so I was going to give it a manual headland and then see if it makes any difference.
If worst comes to worst, we can drive around it and add it in as a course. I'm still wondering whether or not to change to a square baler and get a wrapper so we can use course space for that. The only thing is when we do the mowing, and obviously auto driving course play are going to become more prevalent now. It's just the two of us. We've lost one of our, well, one of the shareholders actually. That's what we've lost. We might have to, bring them along and help us out. So what I used to do is I think I've mentioned this before, I would set up a course by course, like if you're mowing and you're going to do the mowing, I'd set up a course by course and let course by do the headlands. I'll just sit in there, mainly because there's no really much difference, is there, whether you're doing it or not. You'd still be sitting in there if you're doing it and going around that way. And then when you get to the roads, that's when I'll take over and set the GPS up with a 1 degree change of
selection.
Yeah, so, and then carry on from there. That way I can set up a course play with the baler and still be able to follow the course. So I've just got to check how the old, the new setting of picking bales up and stuff will work. And if you use a square baler and a square wrapper, we can get course play to do that. And then get course play to pick them up. Now, I might be able to get course play to actually pick them up with the auto load trailer. But maybe we can get around with it. We can just buy the one that automatically picks up the bales anyway. It does do square ones on it.
The Artisan self-loading 8-bale trailer.
I think so, yeah. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the...
Because this one was the DLC to do it with the round bales, but the square ones be the bale technology. Well, that wouldn't be trailers.
Yeah, it's under bale technology. I was just trying to bring up something. See what it's not coming up. No, bale technology. Bale.
Bottom row next to animals.
No, it's this one I was thinking about, yeah. 16 bales. I think that's square bales, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, so we could do that with a square baler. Do I have a square baler? I've just gone... That's a round baler. That's a round baler too. I don't have a single square baler. Oh, that might be a square baler, actually, that one. Because Giants would have added a square baler in for sure. They must have. Alright. Since we've lost Mr. Smedo for a wee while, we did discuss the possibility of starting at 1:30 and finishing at 5 o'clock. Obviously I was going to wait until I had a chat with Mr. Smedo and, well, doesn't matter now. So, but I do believe last week you said you were okay with it, Patrio. If you're still okay with it, then might change it. This week, what are we on, a Tuesday? Or Monday? The next
Monday,
one?
tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. So what we might do is, what we will do is probably start half an hour early with the stream, and you got to lower it, dude, if you want it to work properly. It is lowered. Oh, it was picking it up. Okay. Why did I think it wasn't picking it up? Let me give it a courseplay. That might help. I'll see it better. Ooh. Yeah, so we'll do that. I'll change the schedule. Hopefully I'll remember to change the schedule. Tomorrow we'll change to 1:30 starts, and that goes for all my streams now, by the way. 1:30 to 5.
Course Players has got some funny ideas.
Yeah, it does have...
definitions already.
Oh, they... does have a mind of its own, that's for sure.
It's like there's a phantom tree or something, so it's trying to sort of zigzag around basically roughly where you are. Yeah, go for it.
Are you in charge, or is Cosplay in charge?
Cosplay's in charge. It wants to do one headland, so it's just manoeuvring, and then it'll be zigzagging backwards and forwards across the field. But as I said, sort of where it started doing that horseshoe is, the first horseshoe, is as far as it goes up the field. It doesn't get right to the edge.
That is bizarre. Are you sure you didn't click on something?
You're welcome to poke it yourself.
Yeah, that's, unless it's doing that. Well, hang on, no, that's it has picked it up. The course is fine. You can see that it's fine.
Yeah, but if you look at the actual course generation, yeah.
Right.
So once it gets around the rest of that stuff, it'll be better, but yeah. It's also going to do it on the west side, about the middle.
Yeah, I can see it on here. I mean, it's not that bad, but
Well, the other option is do the dangerous thing and give it to the AI drivers, seeing as they've got a set boundary to work around.
Yeah, well, you could do it yourself if you wanted to, but I'm clearly in the way. I'll let me move this barrel out of the way and the other one then, and then just let them go
right.
for it. I mean, we can do this manually ourselves anyway. It's just the two of us, so I think we'll be alright.
Yeah, in which case I'll start back at the top and just start doing up-downs.
Yeah.
I've already got the first headland set out.
That is bizarre. Really is. And that's actually getting on my nerves now. I've got to got to listen to how I sound on the stream, so... Yeah, it don't sound too bad, it just, yeah, I can hear everything. On the fly fixing. Mind you, I shouldn't do that now. I can change the level, but I did that once before. Oh, that's not even on a full. Sorry. Yeah, I'm definitely loud. But clearer, I think. Maybe it's just me. Anyway, let me go into OBS and let's just turn the microphone down a bit more. See if that makes any of a difference. There we go. We'll go with that. Go with 5 decibels. There we go. I think we'll be fine. Everything else seems pretty clear, actually. Me like the sound of it. Let me get back into the game. Oh, yeah. I was about to change the level in Windows for my microphone, and I realised that I use Voice Meter program. That adds extra sort of audio channels so I can separate audio. I do it when I play multiplayer. So I basically have Discord and Disco in their own channel, and so which means when I'm doing OBS, I can actually in OBS assign those different channels, and I can singly mute Discord while I can still while you guys can still hear like other sounds from games and stuff like that. Also set the internet to a different one as well, so that's why I could hear the stream without it coming through the stream itself, because that's on a separate channel. But I tried that once before, adjusting my microphone levels while that was on, and yeah, it didn't turn out too well. Oh, okay, thank goodness. I was hoping that collision would work with the bales. I assumed it would, but yeah, never quite sure.
Oh, the edge of the boundary of the map.
Yep, one rolled into it.
And as a disclaimer, I make no guarantees for the presence or lack thereof of stability and straightness of my runs.
Why don't you use the GPS? And I was just thinking, how come you go from right to left instead of up and down where it's longer? You probably just went with the old Cosplay. Actually, why didn't Cosplay do that? Why didn't Cosplay do the runs up and down? I think it's a more important question.
I was going to say, because right now you are doing an up and down run which follows the forest line around. I'm sort of trying to feel out the edge of the field because it turns from field grass to wild grass. As for the current moment, yes, I am using GPS. But for that primary headland, yeah, no. Not my best work.
As long as it gets the job done. Who cares? No need for an apology. So, yeah. Anyway, obviously there's a bit of change going on because Smudo's not here. I've offered Patrio and Smudolini's farm if he wants to carry on with that. you're not too keen on doing animals, obviously.